True-to-life stories of heroic dogs which saved their owners from certain death. Have you ever wondered what love in its truest form looks like? Tonight we're stepping into the lives of dogs who faced terrifying moments and didn't turn away. These are real stories of heroism when a single bark, leap, or decision saved someone from certain death. Get ready, tales of loyalty you'll never forget. Chapter 1. Miracles in Firelight. Dogs who warned of fires. When the flames seem to come out of nowhere, some dogs act like living smoke alarms. These are stories that start in the darkest hour, when heat, smoke, and danger have already crept in. But there's something more powerful, a dog who won't stay silent. One night, Hank, a family dog with a mischievous past, began barking for no obvious reason. It was midnight. His owners tried to hush him, but he kept going. Hank's barking finally got them up. When they stepped outside, they saw flames from their wooden shed creeping toward the house. The trees around their home were lighting up. If they'd stayed in bed another few minutes, escape might have been impossible. Because of Hank's voice, because of his warning, they escaped alive. Another hero is Bella, a Bernese mountain dog. One evening while her owner was asleep, smoke began to fill their room, but the owner was unable to wake easily. Bella jumped onto the bed, nudged and nudged until her human stirred. Bella's urgency saved them. Without that push, the smoke could have taken a fatal toll. These dogs risk nothing less than losing sleep. They risk their own safety to wake us, to warn us, to protect. Think about smoke detectors. They help. But dogs like Hank and Bella, they live being alarm systems. Chapter 2. Sudden Danger. Dogs facing animals, natural disasters, explosions. Imagine you're going about your night. The wind is roaring, sheets of rain lash the windows, thunder cracks the sky. Suddenly, your dog pushes you to wake up. You stumble to the window, and the world outside has turned dangerous. One such story comes from Kerala, India. In the middle of the night, Rocky, a family dog, began howling in a panic. At first, his owner Mohanan thought it was just barking in sleep, but Rocky wouldn't stop. Mohanan got up. He stepped outside and saw the hillside above his home shifting. A landslide was coming. Seconds later, rocks and mud crashed down, almost taking the house. Because Rocky's alarm howl woke them, his family made it out just in time. Their house was destroyed, but their lives were saved. Another hero is Leo, a dog with quiet loyalty. Pierpaolo Paradisi was driving during a freak storm in Italy. Landslides, flooding, sky full of rage. Leo sat in the back seat, trying to stay calm. As the car rounded a cliff bend, Leo leapt forward, forced his owner to stop. At that very spot, the road gave way. Asphalt, guardrail, and earth tumbled off the cliff. Just a few feet forward, and they would have been gone. Because Leo forced the stop, they turned around and escaped. Then there's Shelby, a German shepherd, who will make you believe dogs have senses beyond what we understand. One night, she began acting strange around her owner, Carmen Watchnick. She paced, whimpered, nudged. Carmen finally put on a jacket and looked around, and discovered a gas leak in the basement of her home. Without Shelby's disturbing behavior, the leak could have become a deadly explosion. Shelby's actions pulled Carmen away from disaster. These aren't heroic in the sense of dramatic battles, but in moments of pure instinct, pure loyalty, where split-second action saves everything: lives, families, hope. If you're feeling these stories, hit that like button. It helps more people see them. And if you love hearing about animal heroes, subscribe now so you don't miss what's coming. Also, comment below, which dog story stunned you the most so far? Chapter 3. Lost, Alone, and Help Arrives. Dogs finding help when owners are helpless. Imagine you're alone, maybe injured, maybe trapped, and everything seems hopeless. Then comes footsteps you didn't call, paws that pushed, a bark that echoed salvation. These are stories when dogs became beacons of hope in the darkness. One story is about Marley, a Labrador in San Diego. Alex was doing laundry outside when a rattlesnake was under a table just a foot away. Before Alex could even react, Marley rushed out, shoved him away, and took the snake's bite himself. Marley was bitten twice, once in his neck, then another in his tongue, but his actions saved Alex's life. It took anti-venom, hospital care, and weeks of recovery, but Marley came home. Then there's House, a brave German shepherd. A 7-year-old girl, Molly, was playing outside with her grandmother. A rattlesnake slithered toward them. House saw danger and moved in. He stood in front of Molly, snapping at the snake, taking 3 bites himself, once on his leg and then another. Each time he was bitten, he still held his ground. The family rushed him to the vet with 9 vials of anti-venom. He was injured, weak, but alive. Because of House, Molly lived. Now, not all stories have happy endings. In India, a small Pomeranian named Snoopy sacrificed everything to save his owner named Kishore from a cobra hiding quietly in their home. Snoopy dragged the cobra out without waking his owner, hoping to keep him safe, but was bitten badly and died. In those final moments, he became more than a pet. He became a guardian. These dogs knew what we sometimes can't see: danger. They acted even when they had no instruction, even when the odds were stacked against them. They pushed, nudged, got bitten, fought fear, and still led their humans away from what might have been certain death.
Chapter 4. Everyday Heroism. Small acts that meant life or death. It's not always roaring flames or cliff edges. Sometimes it's everyday moments. Moments someone doesn't notice until after it's over, when a dog's quick action makes all the difference. Story 1. Sarah Jane and the Lake. Harry Smith was 81 and in a wheelchair. One day near a lake in Florida, his wheelchair wheel slipped. He rolled down a grassy bank into water he couldn't swim in. He was flailing, trying to breathe. Every second counted. His dog, Sarah Jane, panicked. She barked like mad, splashing in the water, trying to reach him. Neighbors saw her, rushed over. With help from strangers, they pulled Harry from the lake just in time. Without Sarah Jane's loud alert and constant distress, Harry might not have survived. Story 2. Bob, the Pool Guardian. On Australia's Gold Coast, Marilyn Kennedy, who has Alzheimer's, fell into her pool while fully clothed. She began struggling silently under the water. Bob, her adopted dog, broke the silence. He raced into the house, barking, howling, then led Marilyn's husband to the pool. He helped drag her out, wet, frightened, but alive. Because of Bob's courage, this story didn't end in tragedy. Story 3. Cancon's Sacrifice. In a quiet hut in Camarines Sur, Philippines, 10-year-old dog Concon heard something in the night. His owner was asleep. He found a cobra stalking inside the hut. Concon confronted the snake, gave his life in the fight. By dawn, Emmanuel Ansai, the owner, found Concon dead and the deadly cobra just outside. Concon had saved him from a venomous death, even though he couldn't protect himself in return. These stories show heroism doesn't always come with fanfare. Sometimes it's a paw, a bark, a life laid down. What's shared in common? Dogs who knew danger, dogs who acted, dogs who loved. If you believe in these stories, it means something. Share this with someone who needs to see it. And if you're enjoying this journey, make sure to like this video, subscribe so you don't miss more animal hero stories, and comment. Which dog moved you the most so far and why? Chapter 5. Inspirations from around the world, local heroes, global lessons. Stories of hero dogs aren't just from one place. They come from noisy cities, lonely woods, sunny farms, and everywhere in between. Each story teaches us something about love, courage, and the bond between humans and dogs. Story 1. Machis, the dynamite hero in Peru. In a small yard in Peru, a stick of dynamite was thrown over a wall into the sides of her owner's house. Machis, a 25-pound Cocker Spaniel mix, saw the fuse burning and ran toward it. She bit at it, she chewed at it. Somehow, she extinguished the fuse with her mouth, saving her entire family from a massive explosion. Machis was badly hurt, her vocal cords damaged, so she can't bark properly now. But the danger passed. She gave everything she had. Story 2. Blue, the real-life lassie in Oregon. In remote Oregon, Brandon Garrett was driving with his 4 dogs. The road slipped away. His car crashed into a ravine. He tried to climb, but injuries, steep terrain, he was trapped. One of his dogs, a whippet named Blue, was unhurt. Blue ran 4 miles through forest and mountain to warn others, to raise alarm. People found Brandon thanks to Blue's alert and rescued him. Bruised, scared, alive. All because Blue would not give up. Story 3. Gita, the guide in the woods. Gita is a 13-year-old rescue dog in Washington State. Her elderly owner, 84, had fallen in remote wooded terrain. Injured, in pain, unable to move. Gita sat in the middle of a road, refusing help until someone followed her down a hidden path. She led a deputy to a summer cabin. There, the injured owner's faint voice called for help. Because of Gita's persistence, because she knew something was wrong, the man was found 3 hours after his fall. That time could have meant death. Story 4. Kobe, the husky who saved a neighborhood. In Philadelphia, winter was coming. Kobe dug and dug in the yard. Something about that hole was wrong. His owner, Chanel Bell, remembered a recent gas leak, so she used a gas reader. It found a dangerous gas leaking under the sidewalk, something that could have caused a fatal explosion. Repairs were made, lives may be saved, all thanks to Kobe's low-sniffing curiosity. Chapter 6. A promise to our heroes. What we can learn, how to honor them. When we look back at all these stories, Rocky warning of landslides, Shelby sensing a gas leak, House battling snakes, Blue running miles, North keeping a man alive in frost, one truth shines through. Dogs don't do this for praise. They do it out of love, out of instinct, out of loyalty. Let me share 2 more recent acts that show just how deep their heart can be. First is Zia, a Belgian Malinois in California. One foggy morning, a bull escaped from a nearby fence and charged toward their family during a walk. Zia saw the danger, raced forward, put himself between the bull and his loved ones. The bull kicked him in the head. Another is Vaughn Marshall, a 48-year-old man who suddenly suffered a pulmonary embolism at home. He collapsed in his driveway and could not call for help. His Jack Russell puppy, Luna, sensed something was very wrong. She dashed through neighbors' yards, barking until someone followed her and found Vaughn. That action gave the paramedics just enough time to arrive. Vaughn later said, "Without Luna, I just wouldn't be here." So what can we, as people, learn from these furry heroes? Never underestimate instincts. Dogs often detect danger before we do. Smoke, gas, animals, health emergencies. Pay attention to small signs, a bark, a nudge, a frantic way of moving. These can be life-saving. Value their presence. They are more than pets, they're protectors. Treat them with kindness, care, and respect. Honor their sacrifices. Many of these dogs risk injury or even their life for us. They deserve our gratitude. If these stories moved you as much as they moved me, please like this video. If you want more stories of heroism, animals, and unbelievable loyalty, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. Also comment, what is one thing you'll do differently because of these stories? Maybe hug your dog a little tighter. Maybe take better care of them. Maybe listen better when they warn. Thank you so much for watching, subscribing, liking, and commenting to our video. Remember, sometimes the smallest paw can leave the biggest mark.